Ron, where are you? Where is Ron right now? You done messed up, Ron!
Welcome back, everybody. Ron is right here. And I done messed up, but David Miscavige is the one who really done messed up. So look, up until just recently, Miscavige was merely in hiding. And yet now Miscavige is actually missing. I'm going to explain the difference. And I got a hot inside tip this morning on where Miscavige is going to be tonight. So stay tuned. I'm going to hit you with that at the end of this video. Don't worry, it's not going to be a long video. And I'm not lying either. I am not lying. Attorneys, stay tuned. Okay, so check it out. Let me share this screen with you. Let me share this. Yeah, that's how I want to do it. Okay, so first, as far as the difference between the hiding and the missing. Okay, I'm going to show you something the Tampa Bay Times reported, but I'm going to explain it a little bit here. Hiding means that Miscavige still is visible and present and around within the Scientology ecosystem, within the Scientology bubble. But he's using the fact that he can travel in that world without any visibility from the outside world to hide from the legal system, to hide from process servers. Missing means Miscavige has ceased to show his face within the Scientology ecosystem, within the bubble. And I'm going to show you some things here that go from hiding to missing. Okay. Tampa Bay Times, this is something that has actually gotten national news in the last several days. It's gotten international coverage, actually. Where's Scientology's David Miscavige? Opposing lawyers want to know. Attorneys for 3 former workers suing Scientology for trafficking say he has evaded service of the lawsuit. The process servers showed up to 10 Church of Scientology properties in Clearwater in California with legal documents in hand. They tried 27 times over 4 months to serve David Miscavige with a federal trafficking suit that names him as a defendant. Security guards refused to accept documents from the process servers, declined to answer questions, and said they did not know where Miscavige lived or worked, despite him being Scientology's leader. And then it goes on to discuss the case, and it goes on to discuss the plaintiffs, and there is going to be a hearing in this case on January 20th. I will be at the hearing, which will be hilarious because I mentioned in the documents that are going to be discussed in the hearing, David Miscavige actually submitted as evidence in this case every tweet I have made about David Miscavige since 2017. And it just so happens that every tweet I've made about this little dude in the last 5 years is just teasing him about being little, because he's got it's a button for him on how little he is. So anyhow, one of the tweets might have mentioned Tom Cruise butt snorkeling in Miscavige Trench. So that was more than just teasing Miscavige about being little. But can you imagine what's going through David Miscavige's mind to be like, hey, you know what we should do? We should take every time Aaron has made fun of me on Twitter and we should enter it in as evidence in a case that has absolutely nothing to do with Aaron Smith-Levin. But it makes for great content, you guys. I'm not going to lie. Okay, so there's a January 20 hearing there. Okay, look, there is no trace of Miscavige's personal residence in public records or proprietary databases, according to the plaintiff's legal team. It's because the guy doesn't have an actual residence. He only lives on Scientology properties. And Scientology can make up whatever they want. They can put anything into affidavits that they want. Sea Org members can swear to anything that they want, because there's no way for the courts to know whether what's in the affidavits is true. So they say whatever they want. Okay, so let's see. And when they try to serve Miscavige in California, Scientology goes, what? Everyone knows Miscavige is in Clearwater. And when they try to serve Miscavige in Clearwater, they go, what? Everyone knows Miscavige is in California. The judge is going to laugh these clowns out of the courtroom. Okay, so this article really talks about what I would describe as Miscavige being as him hiding, but not yet as him missing. Oh, look, even in this article, it goes, in declarations filed in the case, Rinder Mike Rinder and former Sea Org member Aaron Smith-Levin stated that Miscavige lives in a wing of the Hacienda Gardens on North Saturn Avenue and Keene Road in Clearwater. Rinder said extensive methods are used to shield Miscavige from liability. Let's see. Attorneys for Miscavige said the declarations were false and called Rinder and Smith-Levin avowed detractors of Scientology. Well, bingo on that one, geniuses. I would describe myself as an avowed detractor of Scientology. Okay, let's move on from hiding to missing. Here is a blog post from Mike Rinder. Scientology international events are no more. By the way, if you haven't read Mike Rinder's book yet, A Billion Years, get it today on Amazon, on Audible. Mike Rinder narrates his own book. It's absolutely fantastic. So check it out. Okay, let's see what Mike says here. David Miscavige used to conduct 5 or 6 international events each year where all Scientologists were briefed on the version of Scientology in the world he wanted everyone to hear. These events were required attendance for Scientologists. Staff spent weeks calling in public repeatedly to confirm their attendance. Traditionally, the annual New Year's event was held at the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles in the week between Christmas and New Year's Eve, and it was sent out to all orgs to be played as their New Year's celebration. So, Mike, I'm not going to read the whole blog post because that's not the point of this video, but he explains how important these events were and that all of these events have been canceled for the last 3 years. Originally, the reason for the cancellation was COVID, okay? But I don't know if anyone's noticed, events haven't been canceled in the United States, particularly in Florida, for COVID for a couple years now, and Scientology has continued to cancel all of its events. And New Year's, it looked like New Year's might have been the first event where Miscavige was going to open up business. And even though these giant events haven't been being held, Miscavige has still been making personal appearances for local events here in Clearwater, Florida, where I live. He holds these events in the auditorium of the Fort Harrison Hotel. And that is how Miscavige has been able to continue to be present, continue to put on events, even though they weren't holding them in public venues. And videos of these events have continued to be sent out to orgs to be viewed and whatnot, but they no longer have the same flavor of an international event being held at Ruth Eckerd Hall or the Shrine Auditorium. They're just local events held in the Fort Harrison Auditorium. Okay, so Mike Rinder goes on. Check it out. This is from a Scientology Facebook group. Exciting news! We are having the live New Year's event right here at Flag. How lucky is our group? Now, right away, guys, that makes it sound like Miscavige is going to be at the event. Otherwise, she wouldn't be saying the live event. She would be saying a live event, okay? So now, oddly enough, the purpose of this Facebook post here is to convince Scientologists who live in Clearwater to go buy a night of accommodations at the Scientology hotel so that they don't have to drive home after the event, which is a really strange way for Scientology to beg for money. New Year's celebration. So it looks like there's going to be a big Miscavige event, right? Okay, so let's see here. So Miscavige goes, the reason they continue to not hold international events is because Miscavige fears being in any location that is advertised beforehand. If they start calling in for an event at the Shrine Auditorium, word would quickly get out. Everybody knows that they're only going to hold an event at the Shrine if Miscavige is personally going to be there. So you see, they're doing this thing where they want you to come to the event, but they can't say if Miscavige is going to be there. And it looks like Miscavige may be there. He may not be there. Okay, stick with me. I'm going to get to the point here. Oh, you got to love this, guys. In order for Scientologists to attend the event, you have to bring with you your 2020 event pass card. Okay. Even Scientologists aren't allowed into the event without an electronic pass card. The pass cards are updated by Flag's security force. Not even all Scientologists are allowed to attend these events. Only Scientologists who have been cleared by security to attend. It really is incredible how paranoid these guys are. Okay, I'm still not getting to the point yet. Oh, wait. Okay, no, he had an update. Okay, this is the update. I just saw this. It turns out this is just a routine reg event, a patron award celebration. It's not even an actual New Year's event. Celebrate your fellow Scientologists. Okay, it's time once again to ring in the new year. Celebrate your fellow Scientologists and another year of expansion at the Flag New Year's Patron Awards celebration live at the Fort Harrison Hotel. So it's not even an actual New Year's event being held live, emceed by David Miscavige. This will be the first year since, God, I want to say 1986, late 80s, the 1991, early 90s, that Miscavige has not been present at a Scientology New Year's Eve event. Okay, that is what it looks like, you guys. That is what it looks like. And here's the bombshell. And and I realize I'm kind of going from one end of the pendulum back to the other. I found out this morning that all of the Scientology trainees who are here studying at Flag in Clearwater, Florida right now, on what they call the golden age of administration, a training evolution. They're training up new command teams for every Scientology org in the world, and it's been going on for about a year and a half now. These trainees, by the way, they don't study during the day and sleep during the night. Miscavige had them switch their schedule so that they can't see how many Scientologists are actually in the course rooms during the day. They sleep all day and they study all night. And what I found out this morning is that these trainees were told at the last minute, because normally they wake up at 7 p.m. Okay, they sleep all day. They wake up at 7 p.m. to get ready, and then they go in and they study all night. They were told this morning at the last minute, hey guys, we're not sleeping until 7 p.m. today. We're getting up at 5:30 p.m. because we have mandatory, our presence, we are mandatorily required to be present at the New Year's Eve event. Well, guys, there's about 1,000 trainees. If these guys are being told at the last minute that they have to go to this New Year's Eve event, then that means David Miscavige is going to be there. That means David Miscavige is going to be there. Now, here's why it's a big deal, because in the lawsuit that we were just talking about and the hearing that's going to be scheduled in this trafficking lawsuit where David Miscavige he's trying to avoid being served. Scientology has just told the court how absolutely absurd it is for the plaintiff's attorneys to try to serve David Miscavige in Clearwater, because everybody knows he's not in Clearwater. Everybody knows David Miscavige is not only a full-time resident of California, but is so busy traveling the world dealing with Scientology issues, you could never hope to serve Miscavige in Clearwater, Florida. Well, it looks like Scientology did exactly what Mike Rinder predicted they were going to do. They would have to, at the last minute, make some sort of a change, because if Scientology were to publicly let the Scientologists know that Miscavige was going to be there, word would leak out, the attorneys would be notified, process servers would be notified, and they'd have to cancel the event or cancel Miscavige's appearance at the event. Well, that's what happened, guys. It looks like Miscavige is going to be at the Flag Auditorium in the Fort Harrison Hotel, the auditorium of the Fort Harrison Hotel on the Flag Land Base tonight, this evening. So if the attorneys can get some process servers there as quickly as possible. Jesus, what time is it right now? What time is it, guys? It's 2. They got about 4 or 5 hours to get process servers there. This could be a pretty big deal. And anything that the attorneys can make happen at the last minute could potentially be used in the January 20th hearing to rule that Miscavige is officially served in this case, and then proceedings can move forward to get Miscavige deposed. Now, look, I fully realize that, having put this information out there, Miscavige just might not show up. I understand that, but nobody expected him to be there anyway. So it's like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. And by the way, my information comes directly from one of the trainees at Flag themselves. David Miscavige has absolutely no idea how many people inside the Scientology bubble are secretly talking to people like me and Mike Rinder, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So is Miscavige missing? Is he hiding? Is he going to be there anyway? It's a little bit of all that, guys. Okay, that's what I got on Miscavige. I still have 2 other live streams, short ones, that I plan on doing this evening before I go off for my New Year's Eve celebration. So if you want to see what I got, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, do all that good stuff. And I will talk to you again very shortly. Thanks for joining me.
Okay. if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, oh, dancing for my love, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not, subscribe